Good morning, everybody. Today is August 10th. Today is the same day Fleet Destruction takes place in Ace Combat 7. So it's the first time I'm doing it on Ace difficulty. We're going to use a pretty weird plane. We're going to use the YF-23 with the unguided bombs. Now, I've done the hard version of this mission. I've done a bunch of different aircraft. I've used the F-18. I mean, even the Falcon or Raven, whichever one has the fuel air bombs, and nothing has been able to get a score quite like the YF-23. The unguided bombs they reload so quickly. You can almost fire them constantly. If you don't fire two at a time, you can almost just fire them in sequence, like bam, 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 with only a couple seconds delay in between each one. So we begin this mission. We're gonna go fly straight to the northern part of the map because I want to make sure that I can get both aces to spawn for this mission. So I just wanted to make sure that I could do everything just in the same run. But if you wanted to be anal about every single second of this mission, you would go to the fleets first, and then take out the platforms in the west second, and then you would go to the northernmost platform. But I'm going to go to the northernmost platform. I'm going to take out all the planes on top of the runway to get the Raphael Ace to spawn. So you need to take out all of these planes that are on top of this runway. I would do it in sequence. On the easternmost part of the runway, you have the F-14s that are getting ready to take off. I drop two bombs right there, and I go and I start to take out some of these AA guns because they're pretty brutal on Ace difficulty. I'm going to turn right around and take care of the second sequence of planes. So I'm going to just drop two unguided bombs on there, take them out really quick. There's going to be plenty of missiles flying everywhere during this part. So just keep turning around. There's like 4 sets of aircraft, and the Raphaels in the back are not in the middle of the runway. They're off to the side, so you might not see them. Take a look at where I'm going to drop this bomb right now, and you'll see they're on that left part right here where I'm aiming. I go in with 2 missiles, weaken them up, and then I go with the guns and I finish them off. And if you look on the minimap, there was a white arrow that just flung around, and there's the Raphael Ace right there. It's an all black skin, looks super sleek, super good. There's one more ace for this mission, and the way you get that one is to fly in between the platforms. So that one's pretty cake. I'll get to that as soon as AWACS actually updates the radar with it. So we're flying with the ace right now. Just taking out the guns super quickly. Turning back, I'm about to do my strafe inside the tunnel. If you go slow enough and you shoot your first set of missiles far enough, you should be able to get almost every single platform in just one pass, leaving about 1 or 2. So here we got the second core. The third one is the one I skip because the missiles just take a little too long. Oh, never mind. It's this next one that I skip, I believe. And then I'm able to get the next set completely. My last set of missiles are reloading. Bam bam, okay, and the only one left is the one in the middle there. So we turn back around, and it's nice and exposed. 2 missiles, all it takes. And while we're at it, we get this platform here, and the column below. Careful with the bridge so you don't get slammed. And that's almost the entire platform in one pass, plus the turnaround. So we come back, and the reason I drop bombs on top of it is because it takes out all of the AA guns and stuff like that on the top, which is where they all kind of show. So that kind of just takes away a lot of the missile alerts, which are super annoying in this mission. You also want to be super careful for ship missiles because those motherfuckers hurt so bad. I had to actually do this mission like 3 times, mostly because of the latency on my desktop. I tried playing on my desktop first, and I decided the latency wasn't worth it. Switched to playing in front of the TV and recording remotely, and that was fine. This run came out good. But the missile alerts were just super annoying with the ship missiles, and they come in super fast, and they hit you, I think for like 80% or 70%, something ridiculous. I just took care of this SU-33s. That's also a really sexy skin. It's like a gray color. And normally all the SU skins are like camos and stuff like that, so to have like a plain gray skin for the SU is just, it's super sleek. You can stick around and get these random MiG-31s and F-15s if you want. You do have a high chance of getting hit by missiles while you're out here, but those planes are worth quite a bit of points each. The MiG-31s are 500 each, and the F-15s are 650 each, which is just nuts. That is a lot of points for one target. So just go around and scoop up as many as you can. Take out these ships here. Nice little bundle of points. They don't really fight back too much if you go in and take them out pretty quickly. That one in the middle, that ship in the middle, is going to shoot missiles at you. So just be wary, and they do hit really, really hard. So come back, take care of some of these F-15s if you want. They're, I'd consider them like moderately skilled. They'll try to evade your missiles, but they're kind of limp. Especially the MiG-31s. The MiG-31s are super limp in this mission. They're just floating around. They don't even know what to do, pretty much. I think you'll see in this next kill. Yeah, he's just like flying at like 300 kilometers an hour. What is he doing? Going extremely. He's not even trying to evade this missile. So most of the planes in this mission are like that. These are actually, I think the F-15s put up the biggest fight, honestly. Over by the other platform, you have F-14s that basically don't do anything. The Harriers, the AV-8Bs, are super limp too. They kind of just sit around and shoot missiles. The helicopters are super limp. They don't sway to the left or right too much to avoid your missiles. So once you take out as many of the planes you're comfortable with, start moving down towards the fleet. I took out this tanker. I connected the line between the platform and the fleet itself. So I'm going to go directly for the aircraft carrier in the middle because it has the most defenses. Notice how I shot the first two set of bombs super far away so that I could come in and when they reloaded, drop two more and just take out the carrier in like one swoop basically. And I take care of these SUs before they're scripted to start braking and moving left or right. So the reason they weren't defending themselves is because they were still on like a takeoff procedure that's scripted. So they went down super easy, as you just saw. I got hit by a missile. I can't tell if it was a ship missile or a plane missile. Not sure. Still hit me. So I'm a little more cautious while I'm going around here. And I'm just doing a big oval and taking care of all of the fleet. I'm trying to go for one pass, drop two bombs. If it's a frigate, you can actually shoot two missiles and you'll be fine. You'll down it. But if it's anything bigger, the destroyers will need two bombs and possibly two missiles as well to get completely destroyed. And I can't remember which ship that is. The ASUS is another big ship as well. This one is going to take two bombs and a couple of missiles to take care of. So if you have your missiles reloaded and you shoot the missiles and the bombs at the same time, you won't have to pass twice. So come around, get rid of these other two ships, take out the helicopters if you want. They're only worth 200 points each, so it's up to you. They're kind of defenseless targets, so it's an easy 600 points. Just judge how much time you have left in the mission and see if it's worth it for you. For an extra 600 points, remember that 600 points is basically one F-15 kill. So, you know, decisions. So I take this this moment to fly back to base because I only have one unguided bomb left and I'm damaged. I skipped this because I already have the achievement for all of the landings and takeoffs. Okay, back in action. So towards the last platform we go, but there will be Harriers over this cliff. So I took out one of them, and oh, would you look at that? I didn't get repaired. I thought one of these Harriers shot a missile at me to give me 42 damage, but it looks like I wasn't repaired at all. Okay, well, that's interesting. I thought you could repair this mission, but I guess not. Alright, so look very carefully. Notice how I placed the bombs right on top of the platforms to get rid of all the defenses. I'm doing basically one at a time. If it wasn't for these missiles aimed at me from these enemy aircraft, I would have been able to basically go in a complete sequence and drop all the bombs on all of the platforms and get rid of all the defenses, and then it would have been simple from there on out. But there's plenty of aircraft in this area, especially because I didn't down every single enemy plane in the area while doing the other zones, so they kind of just follow you, and you just group up basically, and it makes this part a little more difficult. So you decide on this last part whether getting the points from the platform or getting the points from shooting all the enemy aircraft are worth it to you. So if you feel like you can shoot the enemy aircraft down fast, I'd probably do that because they're worth a lot. There's F-14s there, the Harriers, more MiG-31s should show up. So really up to you. Think about it, every platform is worth about 400. Granted, it's going to get rid of all the stuff on top of it as well. So each platform can be worth up to like 1,000. So, but I already dropped, my bombs on top of them, so now they're only worth about 400 each. So if I could have redone this mission, I probably would have turned around and started shooting down some planes instead of taking care of the platforms. If I was using the Falcon or Raven, whichever one has the fewer air bombs, those bombs actually, you can just let them explode on the floor right next to the platform, and it'll take out the platform. So super easy. However, the reload time for the fuel air bombs is pretty high. It's kind of why I wanted to use the unguided bombs. That, and I kind of wanted to do these videos without DLC planes, so that if anyone decides to use it as a guide, it's a plane that they'll have from the get-go, or after one playthrough they'll have this plane, which is when you'll do ace difficulty anyways, so anybody should have access to the YF-23 at this point. If not, they should have the MRP to get somewhat close to it. So yeah. I've also tried this mission with the F-18. You can do pretty well. You can pass it, but I kind of like to pass it and do a little more. So this is definitely the plane to do that with. I've tried the Morgan, the newest DLC plane. I was horribly disappointed. All of the special weapons on the Morgan are terrible, in my opinion. That plane is basically pure nostalgia, and that's it. The weapons flat out suck. It's got like a what is it? The MVRP, something like that. It's the missile that basically like a mini nuke and explodes. Whatever hits it, it'll cause like splash damage in the area. Basically, the only good special weapon on that plane is the like the radar jammer that it comes with. That it makes every other aircraft have like weaker missile tracking while boosting your missile tracking. I'd say that's the only special weapon on that plane that's worth it. Might help for like mission 19 or something like that, where you have tons of drones shooting missiles at you and you want to down them pretty quick as well. So, not too sure. I'd say that's literally the only situation that plane is good in, truthfully. Other than that, to me, it's just a pixie nostalgia plane. That's about it. I go for these Harriers, only 300 points each, but they do sit there and like to fire a lot of missiles, so worth getting rid of. That core was worth 500, but that's like the main part of the platform. All the rest are 400, pretty sure. Yeah. They're actually, these two last ones are tough to get to as well. I definitely would have spent my time going for planes instead. If you guys are still listening, comment what plane you used for this mission. I've heard that the Wyvern is a really good plane. I've tried it. I got a pretty decent score. I think like 55,000 in hard difficulty by using the ship missiles and then switching to the 4 air-to-air missiles that the plane comes with. So basically both loadouts that it comes with. But truthfully, I didn't really like that combination too much. Like, I managed to get the score, but it felt very sloppy. Like shooting the long air surface to the LASMs, it's just super sloppy shooting them at the cores. It feels kind of wasteful that you can only shoot them at the ships. There's not many of them. They take long to reload. I like this so much better with the unguided bombs. Somebody told me with the Wyvern they were able to get 70k score. I want to see them do that. That's a lot of freaking score. That's almost every air target, and that's basically like a full run. It's like max score. So I'd really like to see how they do that. Maybe they just get super lucky with the 4 air-to-air missiles and they almost shoot down everything at the same time. Who knows? I'll probably look up a video. I haven't really watched a guide on this. This is all sort of like from my own experimentation, so take it as you will. So that's the end of the mission. We get 52,000 score, which is, you know, I already knew this was going to be an S rank. There was not a doubt in my mind. So 44% damage. You probably could do this run without hitting damage, because it was only one missile that hit me. I don't think any AA fire happened to hit me. I might have gone for 43%. I'm not too terribly sure. But I have gotten no damage on this mission before. So, I guess we'll see. Alright guys, so that's the end of it. That's rank S, base difficulty. Subscribe if you want, like the video if you want, comment, you know, I respond to all comments. But this is it, this is mission 11 guys, live August 10th. Take care.